Good morning, Enlightened Spiritual Warriors. So I'm going to smudge us, drawing our essence into our body. And then I have a card. It's the Magician. And I want to pull that together with the power animals. So let's first smudge, clear our essence, clear our auras. And just allow yourself to be open and available, drawing your essence down into your body from wherever it's been so far today, and allowing yourself to just take a nice deep breath. So I feel like I'm kind of your coffee break. Are they even doing that anymore? So today I want to shake things up, because if things are staying the same and you don't shake them up, then nothing is going to change. And so let's shake this up. And I rattle up by my head first, just to kind of give my head a shake, right? It drops when it's constant and rhythmic. It drops your brain into a theta state. So when you rattle around your head, it opens things up. You might even notice that you can breathe more easily. So when we're about to take a powerful change, and you know, this spring is a powerful change. We're coming out of hibernation of winter and into the budding, the expanding of spring. And it's also a great time to clear the clutter. Well, let's start here. So when we shake, when we rattle around our brain, it actually alters your brainwave. So today is the second week of looking at the major arcana. So this is the Magician. And the reason that I left you also the Power Animal podcast is because the Magician owns his own power, and uses the magical realm of non-ordinary reality of shamanism to take a matter to spirit and then bring spirit back into matter. And this is a very powerful act when you know that you can ask your spirit guides for help, and that every day you say, Spirit guides, I need help. And then you tell them what you need help with, whether it is figuring out the right dietary regime for yourself, or your budget, or buying a car, or finding a mate, or the right house, or actually anything. There is nothing that your spiritual guidance can't help you with. And when you know and understand your power, the Magician, and think about the Magician. We have taken magic and allocated it to the realm of delusion and illusion. But in actuality, it's a powerful tool for you to use this idea that you are a magician. And how that comes to play in your life is that you begin to look at what you've already manifested. They could replace magician with the manifester. So the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the creating of an altar, the lighting of a candle, the asking. And this simple regime, this simple practice of being aligned with your spirit guides and being there open to receive. And so at the beginning, I smudge and I say, draw your essence down into your body, because so many of us live up in the mental realm that we don't know what's going on with our body. You know, and in school, well, anywhere, we're not taught. As a matter of fact, most medical practitioners are also not taught about the fundamentals of nutrition for our body. I trained as a nurse years ago, and then I remember hearing, you are what you eat, and I thought that was the stupidest thing I had ever heard. I mean, really, the body can take anything and incorporate it, spit out what it doesn't need, and use that. But what we have found is that the better the nutrients you put in, the better the body responds. So that's an alchemical, magical, science-y attribute of the human body. So you can use the same information out there in the world to manifest. You can begin to look at, what do I want? Just like, we look at our food and we go, what do we want? And then you can look at, what do I want? And if you believe that desires are a low frequency, a low vibe, that you shouldn't have them, then I'm going to give you a little piece of information that came from Spirit to me. When you have the desire, well, first of all, you are a spiritual being having a physical experience. We drink tea, we eat ice cream, we make love, we get angry, we get excited, and all of these attributes are because you're a spiritual being having a physical experience. Without you having this physical experience, Spirit has no way of manifesting, no way of expressing. So here's a different way perhaps that you can look at your desires. That they are Spirit asking for manifestation. And the credo that I have is, ye harm none. Do what you will, but ye harm none. So as long as it's not hurting me or anyone else, this is the interconnectedness of all beings. That's part of the deep knowing that shamanism has. So when you set your intention to harm none, but do what you will, then there's this vibration that goes out that aligns. And when you have a desire, let's look at the word for a second, desire. Okay, there's no Z in there, and it's not desire, it's desire. And sire is father, and in French is of. So it's of the Father, regardless of how you see God, whether you see it as a feminine energy or a masculine energy. Back then, they were aligning God with the masculine energy. But now it's time for the feminine goddess energy to come. And desires are natural. They are important. Without having a desire, there's no way you're going to get up in the morning and make your coffee. You might get up, but you'd be dragging your sorry ass around. But with a desire, in the morning, you get out of bed excited. You get motivated to get going with the day and see what it is that can be drawn to you. So the Magician card and the Power Animal podcast that I've left for you. Have a listen. It's 18 minutes. But these two are in alignment. Your spirit guide, your power animals want your highest and best or better. And we have a little perspective down here. Mine is about 5'2". 5'3", maybe. But that's my perspective. When I ask my guides for assistance, I get a higher perspective, or maybe a lower perspective, depending on which guide that shows up. So the Magician card is that. It's that asking, Spirit, help me. And when you put the call out, Spirit will help. But if you don't, if you just wander around feeling poorly or feeling badly about things, feeling guilty, feeling disconnected, feeling lonely, feeling like no one understands you, then that will continue to fulfill until you find a perspective that's different from yours. So having a power animal, having a spirit guide means that you're asking Spirit for assistance in your life. And the way that you do it is really very simple. You merely do a shamanic journey and set your intention, show me my spirit guide, show me my power animal. And then in the journey, there'll be a monotonous drum beat. And on my MP3, it's available on my website, shamanweaver.com. On there, what it gives you is the full experience of the shamanic journey. But listen to this podcast. It's free, it's beautiful, and it taps you into how it is that your power animal can assist you to have the best life ever. And when you ask, a beautiful thing to do is for you to be clear. And the way to get clear is to know what you don't want. Then often people say, well, don't focus on what you don't want. The thing is, let's get clear about what you don't want. You don't have to focus on it, but let's be clear about it. I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this other thing. And then you are armed with the information that, no, this is not acceptable to me, but these things over here are. And then you turn your focus away from what you don't want. This is the power. This is the magician at work. And your power animals can help you. They'll help you take your focus from what you don't want to what you do want. And then if every day in your spiritual practice, which can be as simple as lighting a candle and asking spirit for help. So in that, every day you focus on what you want. And when you notice those little things from back over here, don't want sneak in, you just say thank you. Thank you. And you let them go. And you focus more on what you do want. And what you do want. And what you do want. And when the magician is incorporated into your life. Last week, it was the Fool, the taking the first step. So when the magician is incorporated in your life, you are asking spirit for help, whether it's to help to find a new relationship, a new car, a new work, finding your passion, finding your purpose. So many people want to know what their purpose is, and asking every day, Spirit, what is my purpose? Aligning with that vibration, knowing the things that you don't want to be your purpose, whether you feel like someone else thinks they are or not, that's irrelevant. So focus on what you want, more of what you want and less of what you don't. And seriously, when you notice the creeping in of the don't wants, just give gratitude. So much could be solved in the world if we started with thank you. So thank you for being here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drum so we solidify that energy in there. We're going to raise the vibe to love and above, more of what I do want and less of what I don't want. We're going to use the magician to manifest in the practical world. And listen to the Power Animal podcast. And if you want to know more about that, message me. All right, let's raise the vibe to love and above. To really make things solid in your life is to either rattle or drum. And what that does is it lets every cell of your body know, oh, something is going on here, let's pay attention. And if you're releasing things like the things you don't want, and your intention in the drum beat is to do that, letting go, then every cell of your body aligns with that and it lets go. So let's step into our power. Let's use the magician card, the second card of the major arcana. Let's use this card that says, let's take a matter to spirit and bring spirit back into matter. So when we set that intention, then everything lines up. And when you focus more on what you do want and less on what you don't, life changes. So find your power. Align with things that make your heart sing. Be mindful of when... Just 1 second, I have to be mindful of when things are lined up. When you are focusing, be mindful when those little things slip in from the don't want part of your life, the don't want list. And actually, once you write your don't want list, burn it and then bury it. Great shamanic trick for transmuting the energy. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope that you listen to the podcast. It's up there. It's a clickable link. And that you begin to find your power and do it this spring when things are expanding and opening and blossoming. The buds are swelling with power and potential. So let's also allow ourselves to use that energy for our own expansion and budding and blossoming. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your love. And listen to the podcast, and if you enjoy it, share it. All right, bye-bye, and I will see you on Monday. Magical Monday and fantastic Fridays. So we're going to begin and end the week together. So I'll see you then. Thanks so much for being here. Love ya. Bye-bye.